What's up, guys? ArtistVersion1 here, and welcome back to another edition of the Three-Way Dance Wrestling Podcast. But it is only a two-way this week. It's a singles match, so to speak. Because joining me as always is Shelby, aka Shubs.
Irritated and annoyed with allergies.
Yeah. I'm irritated and annoyed with my job. So hey, there we go.
We're both fucking in great
Well, this
mood.
isn't really a job. I don't get paid for
This
it.
is more of a hobby, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Once I get some money from it, then we'll call it a job.
Yeah.
But yes, we are back with another episode without Nick. Nick will be returning to us next week, where we review insert something here, and we'll be doing that next week, and hopefully a new game if I can figure out all the mechanics behind it and shit. But it seems pretty easy. But tonight we're going to be talking about AEW's recent pay-per-view offering, that being Double or Nothing. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you got it right.
I keep wanting to call it other shit for some reason. And
it's not called other shit.
I know, but I kept calling it like All or Nothing and Double or what was the other one? The Impact one, Against All Odds. That's
yeah.
I was like, I know a couple times I've said All or Nothing. I know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to be talking about that. We, like mentioned on last week's episode that nobody listened to, so I will reiterate here. We didn't realize all three shows were happening the same weekend. So I wanted to do a super show, at least Night of Champions and Double or Nothing. But Shelby was just like, I just want to watch one. So we decided to just stick with Double or Nothing here. But I did watch Battleground. Battleground was very pleasant. Tiffany Stratton, Leah Valkyria, great match. If you didn't check it out. And the Last Man Standing match was a little bit of a dud. And the three-way match was pretty good. Just FYI. And Night of Champions, I still haven't watched. I watched AJ versus Seth, and that was it. I watched a little bit of Becky and Trish, but other than that, I haven't even watched it yet.
Were they any good?
AJ and Seth, decent.
Yeah, it's AJ and Seth. Yeah.
Becky and Trish, from what I saw, I mean, it was just starting when I had to turn it off, so
right.
I really can't judge it. But all right, with that being said, of course, like I said, we're going to be reviewing Double or Nothing. We are going to be playing the abbreviated version. Well, I wouldn't say abbreviated, but the what's a better word for it? Fuck it. The abbreviated version of It Came From eBay. And, of course, the three were dance. And, of course, the vintage pick of the week. Today in wrestling history, or sometime in wrestling history.
Yeah.
Shelby changes on me every week. He's like, no, it's today. It's the day it's being recorded. I'm like, okay, cool. Today in wrestling history. He's like, no, this week. I'm like,
so
all right,
it's
this week in wrestling history. He's like, it's this year.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that. It's going to be one from the day that it releases, and I have two from the day that we're recording. So
there we go.
Yeah.
And so let's go ahead and get into some news here. Again, not a lot of news popping up unless it relates to the pay-per-view. You know how it usually goes. So the first one here, again, I didn't want to put this on here, but I feel like it's necessary at this point. But it was announced on Wednesday that CM Punk will be officially returning to AEW after the famed brawl out with the Bucks and Larry and Ace Steel and who am I missing? Omega.
Yeah.
Back in September.
And the dog.
And I said Larry.
Oh, sorry.
Larry the dog.
Yeah.
He will be officially returning to the company for AEW's 15th show, AEW Collision, aka Nitro Light.
Yep.
As I'm calling it. So I'm pretty sure I know your answer, but excited to see Punk again or no?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time. It'd be interesting to see. I'm sure he can't say much, but he's probably going to try and get a couple shots in, so to speak. What
if he just comes out and just fucking just does it again?
It wouldn't surprise me that much, but I don't know too much about whatever deal he signed or whatever the hell is going on there, but I don't think he really can. And I don't think
like just comes out and says like, yeah, guess what, Chicago, I still work for fucking children, and just mic drop, fucking leave. Kenny Omega and the Bucks are just waiting by the gorilla position for him. Like, all right, that's it, boys. We're gonna.
I honestly think that they're not even gonna be there. I mean, they're not announced for it,
Kenny
right?
Omega said something like, I am available that Saturday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Tony Khan's going to try and keep them separate for as much as he can. I don't know if he'll do separate pay-per-views, but I
I
don't
would
know
love
whether.
it. That'd be the greatest thing I've ever seen if he just came out and says like, "Yeah, I still work for fucking children. What are you gonna do?" And then just drops the mic and leaves. Like, this is the greatest thing I've ever. This is better than the pipe bomb.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, we're excited to see CM Punk back. All right, that was an easy one.
Yeah.
Speaking of CM Punk, though, let me ask you something. What was your favorite moment of CM Punk in AEW?
The MJF promo, the first one.
Oh, just the promo, really?
Well, when they were doing the back and forth. I mean, the match. If you're talking like specifically matches, like I think the only. Well, it'd probably be the dog collar one against fucking MJF.
See, that's what I was hoping you would say.
Yeah, I thought so.
Because Cody Rhodes, who used to be part of AEW, who has a dog collar match of his own under his belt against the late great Brody Lee. Which, side note, you have to unlock him in the new AEW video game, which suck my dick.
Yeah.
But Cody Rhodes actually brought up the idea of doing the dog collar match in WWE with a recent opponent. But that recent opponent, unfortunately, said, no, that doesn't work for me. Any guess who that could be?
Is it Brock Lesnar?
It's Brock Lesnar. Apparently, he said, nope, doesn't work for me, brother. And so no dog collar match for Cody. You disappointed? Would you have wanted to see a dog collar Lesnar and Cody Rhodes match?
I don't know. I didn't watch the Night of Champions match, obviously, and I didn't think that their backlash match was as good as it could have been. So I think there's better opponents for Cody if he wants to have that dog collar match. Hell, have it against Roman Reigns eventually for the fucking Universal Championship.
I just think if they're doing the if this is really just like filler for him to eventually beat Rhodes or Reigns, that is, like, okay, fine, put him in fucking feuds with whoever, because like, I'm sorry, but like the Rhodes Lesnar feud should have ended at Backlash. Didn't care for it that much. I didn't, like Lesnar, who was rolling as a face. I know people don't really like him as a face that much, and probably Lesnar doesn't even like being a face himself, because then he's just like, fuck, I got to talk to people and take pictures and smile and shit like that. That's not really his deal.
Like the way that he's been acting the past couple years, I think he was kind of enjoying it. I don't
really
know.
You think so?
I do.
I just have a feeling that he's probably like backstage, like, oh, these fucking kids want pictures and shit.
Either that or he was overacting to like insane amounts, like because
maybe
he looked like Happy Brock.
I mean, look at him with the Brock box.
Oh fucking goddamn! The fucking Brock party.
Yeah, Brock party. Yeah. Oh my god.
That was fucking hilarious.
God. I don't have a clever segue for this. So, Hulk Hogan in the news a little bit here. Hulk Hogan, I just recently, Brian Zane from Wrestling with the Gred, who I like to mention a lot on here. He recently just did a review of Bound for Glory 2011, I want to say,
right.
Which featured the last pay-per-view matchup of Hulk Hogan, which was against Sting for Control of Impact.
Was that Joker Sting?
Joker Sting, yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently, Shane McMahon recently reached out to Hogan and was like, hey, why don't we have one last match? Which I'm just like, because when I think one last match with Hogan, I think Shane McMahon. I'm just like, all the opponents that Hogan could probably have as a final opponent, why the fuck would I want to watch Shane McMahon? Not that I have anything against Shane McMahon,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I have both legs to stand on, but whatever. But I'm just like, okay, whatever. But apparently Hogan has gone on record and said his body's so beat up that he doesn't think he can have a last match.
No shit.
Oh, okay. So I guess, needless to say, you're not sad that we probably won't, that Sting match is probably the last match of Hogan?
Yeah, I think that's probably fine. I mean, he's 69 now and hasn't wrestled since. That was what, like over 10 years ago.
Yeah, something, yeah.
So, like, what could he actually do now? If he took the leg drop, he would probably hurt something, and that would be like the end of him. Although he does kind of feel like the wrestler where like he'll just like fucking die in the ring one day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because it's kind of the movie's almost kind of based off his career in some sense, so
A little
kind of
bit,
feels
yeah.
like he's just gonna die in the
Kind
ring.
of a mix
Just
of Hulk Hogan, Jake Roberts thrown in there. You know.
a little bit of
A
everything.
little bit of sprinkles of Jake Roberts, you know.
Yeah. I was just thinking because like he was supposed to
I
be
don't know.
so
Maybe
big.
maybe they could go with like the original idea they had for him before COVID hit, and that was like maybe throw him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, let him throw some people over, and maybe
Could
hit
he
a
even
boot.
do it like convincingly though now?
I don't know. Maybe
I doubt it. I don't think so. I don't know.
if he can walk, then I think he could at least do that. Because then maybe like he's walking and he's by the ropes, and like maybe like a fucking I don't know, like Masse like dives for him, and then he ducks it, and then Masse's out. Like I don't know. Maybe that's how they can get around it.
You just make them all look really stupid.
Okay, well he'd have to pull the top rope down too to make it look a little bit more believable.
Still. They're just like running at the rope and he's just pulling it down after the 10th time. You think somebody would
Or like they run at him and okay, look at Brian Knobs in the 91 Rumble. Hogan hit him with a big boot and Knobs went like fucking 50 feet to fly over the top rope.
At least then it was kind of believable, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But speaking of that big boot, I'm gonna something happened akin to that in the pay-per-view, and we'll get to that. But speaking of Hogan and not one to put people over, Bret Hart in the news, and hopefully you'll have some shit to say about this. But as Americans know, in Los Angeles there is the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which some wrestlers and even promoters have a star on that Walk of Fame. Vince McMahon, I believe, has one. I think Hogan has one.
I'm pretty sure he does.
The Rock has one, and somebody else. Wasn't there another wrestler recently that got one?
Cena?
I don't know. Maybe. No, I think it's too early for Cena. I don't know. But in Canada, there is also a Walk of Fame, and famed Canadian wrestler Bret Hart was actually just added to that Walk of Fame. Where is the Walk of Fame in Canada? Do you know?
It's in Toronto somewhere. This would be a lot better of a news story if Nick was here, because I'll bet you he follows that a little bit more than I do. But I know it's in Toronto. I'm fairly certain it's in Toronto. I'm just not sure where.
So they gave a man from Calgary, Alberta, a star in Toronto.
Well, that's where the Walk of Fame is. I mean, fuck, over half the people that are on the Walk of Fame in the States don't live in that state, right?
Yeah, but I guess.
Right? It's the same
I had
thing.
an argument, but I guess that dwindles it. Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty big in Calgary too, right? He's huge.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Shows up in Calgary, they have fucking pitchforks and crosses burning for some reason. Like what?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Goldberg's there, shining up his shoe. Everybody get that? Who's gonna get that?
That's right.
All right. But yeah, Bret Hart. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Again, it'd be better if Nick was here, but because he'd know a little bit more. But
yeah, that'd be nice if you said that before adding it to the list.
Yeah, I didn't think about that beforehand, but yeah, he's deserving. He's quite a Canadian icon, especially when
here's something we can add to this. Now, like in America, The Rock was a wrestler and shit like that. Then he became this big Hollywood star. Now I know like some of the Jim Carrey, big American star, but he's Canadian. Is it the same thing up there in Canada? Like Bret, even though he's like a wrestling star, did he cross over to like Canadian programs and such up there?
I mean,
is there any other wrestler who did that up there?
He's been on some TV, but like he's never done movies or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not. He's not like.
What I'm saying is he like a big crossover star up there?
No, I don't think so. I think most of his stuff is based on wrestling, but because it was so big, especially in Calgary, he just is such a popular person. And I think, he does a lot for like youth, I think too, right? So
He was in an episode of Corner Gas Animated.
Yeah, I think he's been in some other. He was on Saturday Night Live too, I believe.
No.
I'm pretty sure he was. I've seen him in something else.
Is there a Canadian Saturday Night Live?
No.
Then yeah, I don't think he has been in.
Maybe I'm thinking of Mad TV or something then. Oh, it is Mad TV.
Yeah, Mad TV. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
on Mad
okay.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he came and beat up Will Sasso.
Yeah. That's right. So I mean, he's done shit like that, right? But
Yeah.
the Hart name in Calgary alone is pretty big these days, right?
Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe he's a crossover star up there, but not, like in Conan in Mexico. Conan's like The Rock in Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, Mexico's a bit different too, right? Canada's basically another state at this point.
Well, I don't know about that.
In its own way, it pretty much is. I mean, we follow American television more than anything, really, and American pop culture in general. And honestly, there are people in Canada that follow American politics more than Canadian.
I know, that just boggles me. Like, I love it when, like, Canadians get pissed. They're like, fucking Trump. I'm like, you're Canadian.
Yeah.
Like, what are you getting pissed off about? You should be like, fucking Trudeau.
Yeah, we got bigger problems to worry about.
This coming from the country that has a fucking giant rubber duck floating down one of the goddamn rivers.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing anymore.
Okay, but the fact that it was at one time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we do have the tugboat, though.
We have a tugboat, too.
Do you?
Yeah, Fred Ottoman.
Oh.
That's
yeah, that's the wrestler.
You weren't putting that together as quick as I thought you were. So. All right, and believe it or not, that is the news this week.
Oh, wow.
Not a lot going on here, but we can move on to our games you like to play here. It came from eBay and the 3-word dance. Now, for any new listeners out there, which I doubt it, but just in case, the way It Came From eBay works when one of the co-hosts aren't here is that I still list off 3 wrestling items for Shelby. Yeah, I got the name right. For Shelby. Yeah, and the thing is, he still has to find the most expensive one. But the catch is, if he finds the price that is right in the middle, he or Nick doesn't get any points. But if for some reason he picks the cheapest one of the 3, his opponent, who is not here, Nick, will end up getting that point. So, your first 3 here are the 1988 WWF duffel bag. This is just a simple plain duffel bag. It's a blue duffel bag with the WWF logo in yellow on it. And it is from the year 1988. Nothing much to say about it. Not a lot going on with that one. Or is it the WrestleMania 4 bronze VIP keychain? This was a bronze keychain apparently given out to VIPs at WrestleMania 4.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or is it the WWF New York tall Pilsner glass? This was apparently one of the glasses that they would, it was either one of the gift shop ones or ones that they would actually serve beer in. Wasn't really for clear on that. So, or wasn't really for sure, not for clear, words. So which one of these 3 are going for the most expensive price on eBay?
The keychain is definitely more of a unique item, but a duffel bag costs more, I would think. I'll go with the keychain.
Keychain, that would be no points.
Damn.
Because that bronze keychain is going for the price of $39.96. Yeah. Your next 3 here are, is it the 1991 Jake the Snake washcloth? It is a washcloth that features everybody's favorite Jake the Snake, aka the greatest wrestler of all time. Or is it the, I believe, late 90s, early 2000s WWF Val Venus t-shirt, which says, now Val Venus's name was obviously spelled VENIS, like penis.
Yeah.
So the shirt says Venus Envy. The t-shirt is a size large.
Wow.
Yeah. Or is it a pack of 5? Count them. 5 sealed Hulk Hogan pencils. 5 sealed Hulk Hogan. I mean, what else do you need for there? So which one of these three are going for the most expensive price on eBay?
T-shirt.
The T-shirt. Points, Shelby.
Yes.
Yeah, the Venus Envy shirt, size large, is going for the price of $70.
Sometimes you just got to think, okay, realistically, if these were all non-wrestling items, which would sell for the most? Sometimes it's that simple. Other times it's not.
All right. And your last three here are, this is different. These at least two of them are different here. I don't know, all three of them are different. One we've talked about before, but knowing your goldfish memory, you forgot about it.
Probably.
The first one being, this is a WWF employee itinerary for 1994's Summer Fest. That's right, there was a Summer Fest. Despite, everybody clowning on Jeremy Piven for saying Summerfest instead of SummerSlam, there was a Summerfest.
Yeah.
This is the itinerary. This basically had all the information that the office needed, like who needs flights, what matches are happening, what personnel's coming, all this stuff in this itinerary.
That's
and
cool.
This was apparently Summerfest was an event they threw up in Europe back in '94.
Okay.
Or is it the WWF WrestleMania 4 Trump Plaza info packet? Now, this is almost the same thing as the itinerary, but just a smidge different. It still had, these people need flights. These people are going to be there. But it also had, like, essentially a press kit, too. Like, hey, you never heard of WrestleMania? Well, this is it.
This is it, pal.
Yeah, this is what WrestleMania is, and also it was WrestleMania 4. So if I remember seeing this correctly, it had a bracket for the World Title Tournament. I'm not for sure on that. Don't quote me. And the last one here, it is a Jim Cornette can of Spite.
This
Not
is the
Sprite,
one.
Spite.
Yeah.
It looks like a Sprite can because, as we all know, Jim Cornette loves a Sprite.
Yeah.
And it says lemon lime with an axe to grind on it. Which one of these three are going for the most expensive price on eBay?
This is a difficult one. I feel like you threw the can of Spite in to fuck with me. Oh, and the other two are like, fuck it, I'm going can of Spite.
Points, Nick.
Damn it.
Because that can of Spite is going for the price of $100.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes. All right, so that was it. Came from you. Everybody gets a point that one. That was an Oprah round right there.
Yeah.
Shelby got one. Nick got one. No contest.
Still in the lead, though.
There you go. Yeah. All right, now we move on to the 3-word dance, which is a game that used to be we give 3 words that relate to a wrestler, but then we just eventually started using it to fuck one another.
Yep. That's why we don't keep points anymore.
Well, that and I lost the score sheet.
Yeah. Somebody go back and listen to them all and see what our scores are.
I know, right? Yeah. If somebody did that shit, I'll probably even fucking pay you for that.
We need an intern.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But still, if you went back and listened to every 3-word dance, we started 3-word dance. It wasn't on the first episode. I know that.
No, because the first episode was too much reviews. It might have been the second.
That was like our test. No, because I came up with that like later. It wasn't, maybe episode 8, maybe Fair Enough Drinking Game, maybe. That could have been it. I title every single episode.
Yeah.
But all right, your first 3 words are stand, general, tandem. Oh yeah, sorry. Rachel, Amber, Megan, Jason.
I was like, what is he doing? Oh yeah.
Nikki, Drew, Kevin, Angel. Any of this helping?
Yeah, not really.
Okay.
SGT. Shut up.
General, tandem.
Tandem's a duo. General could be like a fucking military guy.
Okay, change tandem to trio.
Okay. Stand General Trio. Best friends.
No. This one's so clever. I kind of wish I would have fucking saved it for Nick.
So you're telling me I'm probably not going to get it?
Well, you might.
Yeah. Hint.
Your hint being boot.
Big Bill.
No.
Thinking this is from the pay-per-view though, because you mentioned a boot, and I don't. The Elite.
No.
Yeah. I was thinking of that one specific spot in the main event with the boot.
Stand General Tandem in your hint being
Trio. You changed it to. You said.
Oh, Trio. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. I didn't write it down.
No worries.
Trio.
And the hint being boot. Oh god, this is gonna fucking kill me when you say it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You want to tap?
Death Triangle.
Nope.
The Acclaimed.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap.
See, this one's clever because not only is it initials, but I made the initials actually fucking connect to the person.
Right.
So Stand General Trio. Stand at attention. General is an army term.
Yeah.
Trio. General Adnan. Fucking what was the other one? Colonel Mustafa and Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh my god.
Sometimes abbreviated to SGT. Slaughter.
Yeah.
Boot being boot camp match.
You know, I had Slaughter in the back of my head, and I was like, that doesn't make sense for some reason.
Plus, I made them all. I made it initials, and it fucking connected to the person.
You fucker.
Oh god, that was good. See, I kind of wish I would have saved that one for Nick.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking hell. All right. My first three.
Yep.
Dangle. Swing. Sway.
Okay, these are synonyms. Dangle, swing, sway. No. Johnny Swinger?
Nope. Good guess though. Not close, but a good guess.
I doubt it, but Paul Burchill?
Nope.
I was thinking swing. He swung it.
Yeah, the rope, yeah.
That's why I said no at first. I was like, no. Dangle. These are all synonyms. Hangman Adam Page.
That is correct.
Yes. Damn, that's it.
The hint was going to be dude for Hangman.
Yeah, there
Swing
it is.
dude.
Your next three are... This one I am going to save for Nick. But this one... Idealist, fantasizer, optimist.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all synonyms too.
Aha.
Austin Theory?
What? No. Idealist, fantasizer, optimist. And unless you really know your shit, I can tell you right now that probably the hint won't help you unless you really know shit.
Just giving me all the help tonight.
Yeah. You want the hint then?
What the hell?
The hint is blueberry pie.
Yeah, that doesn't do shit for me.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, man.
Idealist, fantasizer, optimist.
Fuck, you might be going fucking 0 for 3 tonight. Or 3 for 3, rather. I might be going 0 for 3. Oh, God. See, Nick says names, but they're wrestling related. He doesn't just say Drew or like Tiffany. It's like Drew McIntyre's Tiffany Stratton. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'll fucking tap on this one too.
Idealist, fantasizer, and optimist are all synonyms for dreamer. Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer.
Blueberry pie. Somebody once brought a blueberry pie and he pile drove somebody on it.
Yeah, I have heard of that. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. My next 3. Disc, circle, ring.
Disc, circle, ring. Okay, these are all things that are round. So, disc, circle, ring, round, a round.
Right round?
Baby right round. Right round, like a record. Disco Inferno.
No. Good guess, though, I guess.
Again, how great would that have been if that was right?
It would have been good. That would have been good. It like the gold dust one.
Gold dust one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gold bond. Medicated foot powder. Gold dust. Disc, circle, ring. Fuck, it's round, but like I can't. Richard Roundtree.
No.
I think that's an actor. Now I'm thinking about it.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound familiar. I know a Roundtree, but I went to high school with him.
Fuck. Hint.
Former pure champion.
Wheeler Yuta?
Wheeler Yuta.
Wheel.
Okay. Yeah, Wheel.
I was like, is he going for Wheel there?
Yeah.
All right, and your last 3 from me.
I gotta get these ones.
Do I go with the easy one that fucks
yes.
with you, or the hard one that fucks with you?
Well, I guess the easy one that fucks with me. If I had a
hard
choice.
one it is. All right.
All right.
Macho, masculine, manly.
Okay. Randy Savage.
No.
Scott Steiner.
No.
Hercules Hernandez.
No.
Thinking of big, beefy muscle men.
Macho, masculine, manly.
Dude Love.
No. Come on. Come on, you can do it.
I'm trying.
You were thinking on the right track there, like, oh, big beefy men. So if those big beefy men are what?
Big beefy men, macho, masculine, manly. El Santo.
No. I'm trying to think how you got there.
I don't really know. A-Train.
No.
Trying to think of the name of somebody and I can't fucking get it off the top of my head. Hint.
Reed.
Butch Reed.
No.
Ron Simmons.
No. You're so close with Butch Reed.
What the fuck is his name? Bronson Reed.
No.
Okay.
You were closer with Butch Reed.
Closer with Butch Reed.
Come on.
Damn it.
Think. You're right there. You fucking, again, you're in that ballpark. You got the ticket, man. You're in the row of seats, man. You just need to find the fucking right seat.
Is Butch Reed the hint, basically, then?
No.
No. Okay.
Is the hint.
Okay, but. Fuck. Virgil?
No. Oh, you left that row. You're like, oh, I'm going to go get some popcorn here.
Buff Bagwell.
Oh, now you're in the parking lot. You said, fuck the game. Don't want to
go. Junkyard Dog.
Oh, no, you went home. You fucking left. You got in the car, fucking left. You're on the highway listening to fucking music.
Magnum TA.
Oh, yeah, you're at home. Put your feet up.
Bradshaw.
No. You went to the bathroom to take shit.
It's just getting worse and worse.
I know.
Sid Vicious.
No. You went to bed.
Oh, Ted DiBiase.
You slit your wrist in your sleep.
Fuck, this is really gonna kill me now. Oh. Fuck it, I give.
Okay, you said Butch Reed.
Yeah.
Take away Reed.
Butch.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Macho, masculine, manly, all synonyms for Butch.
Butch, fuck.
You're so close. You're right there, man.
I don't even know if I want to finish this now. I just feel so defeated. All right. I think you're going to get this one off the first fucking word. Final 3 words. Lunatic.
Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, John
or Moxley.
Yeah, whatever. Same thing. Rider, violence, and then hint was going to be fringe.
Rider. Okay. All right, that was a very interesting edition of the 3-word dance here. The guesses just got worse and worse.
Oh, fuck. Just brutal.
So, Butch Reed, you're right there, man. Come on, put it together. I was hoping you put it together.
Butch.
Yeah, just get rid of Reed and you got it, man.
Yeah.
All right. But now we're going to get into our review of AEW's Double or Nothing. But before we get into that, we got to talk about the great people over at MoviesRUSA.biz. B-I-Z. And in case you're listening to old episodes, like, what happened to .net? Well, MoviesRUSA.net is no more, but if you still type that in, it will take you to the new website for a little bit. But that new website is MoviesRUSA.biz. And what MoviesRUSA.biz is, it is a website that gives you guys hard to find movies and TV shows and puts them on Blu-ray, physical media. Some for the first time ever. Some, haven't been on physical media in quite a long time. When movies go out of print, they become quite expensive. Well, MoviesRUSA.biz is making it possible for you to own your favorite Netflix shows, HBO Max, pretty much anything you can shake a stick at. And on top of all that, they're going to give you a great deal. If you head on over there and use our checkout code, that is 3-way. You can use the word or the number. Doesn't matter which one you use. You're going to save 50% on your purchase. And on top of all that, you're going to get free first-class shipping. And that even goes for our international listeners. So Canada, France, Hungary, United Arab Emirates, India. If you guys want to get the great stuff from moviesarusa.biz, if you're watching something in India and like, oh crap, I want this on a Blu-ray or DVD, message him. He might be able to get it for you. Or you can just look through the 3,500 titles that they already have and find yourself something good there. Get yourself a whole box full of stuff, man. Don't go out to the movies anymore.
Yeah, fuck
Don't
that.
don't get Netflix. Like Shelby said, fuck Netflix,
Fuck
man.
Netflix.
I can't share my password. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Don't want to, especially like when it's just like one of two shows you want to watch. Like you just want to watch, that TV show Wednesday. You just want to watch that. Just go to moviesarusa.biz. They have it. Not only do you get the 50% off, but you get to keep it forever. No one have to sweat if Netflix will ever take that show off,
That's
So
right.
head on over to moviesarusa.biz today. Save yourself 50% by using that checkout code 3-way, word or the number, doesn't matter which one, and let them know that the 3-Way Dance Wrestling Podcast sent you. All right. All right, so let's get into Double or Nothing, which came from Las Vegas, Nevada, being broadcasted with, of course, Excalibur, Jim Ross for the first half, Taz, and then Tony Schiavone for the second half. The first thing I want to point out here, because I was watching some of the pre-show, and I found this fucking hysterical. But RJ City, wrestler and now, I guess, backstage interviewer for AEW, he did an interview with Arn Anderson. And I thought it was pretty funny. So it was, your typical like, oh, what do you have planned for Wardlow tonight? And Arn Anderson said, oh, well, Wardlow, he's going to win because he's a big-ass kicker. And, So RJ City follows it up with, the old Glock Anderson thing. RJ City says, so Arn, are you going to be packing heat tonight? And Arn looks at him and says, ask your mom. But RJ City then says, okay, well, my new stepdad, Arn Anderson, everybody, back to you. I fucking lost it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, when he was like, my new stepfather, Arn Anderson, I was like, okay, that's fucking hysterical. Just wanted to point that out on the pre-show. I didn't watch the whole pre-show, but I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But next up, the first match, I should say, is the Blackjack Battle Royal, 21-man Battle Royal. Orange Cassidy defending the International Championship against 21 other people. And did they call Russo for this?
No shit. This was fucking brutal. Absolutely brutal.
I mean, I can buy that they're not eliminated. They're not in the match until they get in the ring. I can buy that. But the fact that like I can understand Swerve and Cage, like, okay, we're gonna hang back and wait. But like when you have like two heels doing it, I think that can work. But when you have like 10 other guys around ringside just fighting, waiting to come in, I think that kind of kills that.
Technically speaking, shouldn't the bell only ring when everybody's in the ring?
That is true too.
Right? That's the whole thing that I was getting here. It's one thing to jump out after the bell rings, but to start the match and half the participants, actually, I think Orange Cassidy was the only one in the ring.
Orange Cassidy was the only one in, and then
when
Kip
the bell
Sabian
rang.
came in. Yeah, Kip Sabian came in. That's when the bell rang.
Yeah, okay. It was just like, what the fuck is going on here? And that's what
like
I was thinking.
I could buy if the heels did it, and then they said like, well, they're not really in until they go in the ring. Then I could buy it a little bit more. I could kind of wrap my head around. They're like, well, the bell didn't ring with all them in there. I could forget that if it was just those two.
Russo would have done this differently, and it would have been Orange Cassidy's in the ring, and the first man to get in the ring would have fought Orange Cassidy, and that would have actually made more sense.
You think so?
Yeah. This was just back ass.
Here's what killed me though. I will say, cool spot by Commander. This is the first time I got to see Commander. I did like the little tightrope spot. I thought that was pretty cool. And when all the luchadors were protecting, I think Bandito. I'm sorry, Bandito. Why he does that suplex? I thought that was pretty cool. Right. I did right. Shelby's probably having a stroke.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. I will say this: the Final Four was weird. And
I don't remember who the Final Four was. Was Big Bill in the Final Four?
Big Bill was in the Final Four, but you had former New Japan Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion or IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, Jay White in there, treated as some like little fucking curtain jerker job boy.
Yeah, well, they've been kind of doing that with him and fucking Juice.
I have nothing against Juice Robinson, but like to most people, I can understand if they did that to Juice Robinson. But you got to think, to the average AEW fan, I mean, let's call it it. I mean, AEW is smart mark wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are gonna know who fucking Juice Robinson is. So I guess maybe I gotta take that comment back about Juice Robinson. But
See, because
like
I
Juice
think
Robinson.
like Juice has more he's more entertaining than Jay White. And I like Jay White in New Japan, but I think Jay White here is just, he looks like another guy. He's nothing special anymore.
I don't think he just looks like another guy, but like when you make him look like just another guy, there's a difference.
Yeah, there is.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is a guy who's like, essentially the world champion of Japan. And now he's here fighting for, the second mid-grade title of fucking AEW. And I just think if you're
a battle royal with like hundreds of other guys in there,
But like, here's the thing: if you're not gonna have Jay White win, that's fine. Make him look good at least. Put him in the final four.
I don't know. They just brought him in, and this is his first big pay-per-view match. If you really wanted to bring him in, you give him a singles win on the pay-per-view. And I mean, I think that's a problem in AEW they have, is there's just so much talent they can't do that anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, it's off-putting seeing like some of these guys in this, and fucking Hobbs in it. Like, fuck, a lot of these guys should have gotten singles matches at this.
Oh, by the way, Keith Lee, fucking dye your goddamn hair.
He looks he looks like he's like 60.
I know. And how old is Keith Lee? Let me fact.
I think he's like 40 something.
Let's see here.
He's not that old, anyways.
Exactly, man. That's what I'm like. Keith Lee.
Honestly, just shave your head.
He's 38.
Yeah, exactly.
And he looks like he's fucking 72 years old.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, fucking dye your hair or shave it. Either one. I don't care.
Shave it.
But I will say, even with my problems with some of the weird rules and shit like that, it was minus like who should have been in the final four and such like that. Once people were in the ring and eliminations happened, it was a very well paced battle royal. It wasn't just like, okay, now fucking, 3 people are in here, we're going to eliminate you simultaneously. Go, go, go. They actually did pace it out kind of well for a battle royal. And I guess they kind of had to, seeing how it was a quote unquote title defense.
Yeah.
But so I gave it 3 stars just on that fact.
Everybody expected OC to win, and he did.
I did. I had fucking either Starks or I did have Jay White.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I honestly think that fucking Tony's readying OC for a world title match against MJF, which is gonna be dog shit. But
no, it isn't.
Yes, it is. It was silly and it didn't make a lot of sense. And I'm gonna steal a line here. For the kind of people who like this kind of thing, that's the kind of thing those people like. 0 out of 5.
Your first 0 of the night. All right.
Yep.
But speaking of dog shit, let's talk about our next match. Adam Cole taking on Chris Jericho in a lights out, unsanctioned match. Now, a lot of my notes were not detailed because I'm going to say right now, before we do final rating and all that shit, this to me, I thought was probably one of the most boring AEW pay-per-views that we have watched since starting this podcast.
Right.
I
would agree. I would agree that it was one of the worst for sure.
Oh, yeah. And one of Jericho's big offensive moves here, I think Adam Cole came off the ropes and like Jericho just shoved him. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
This is lights out, unsanctioned. Because, let's go back to Kenny Omega, Moxley. I believe it was Double or Nothing. No, it couldn't have been Double or Nothing. What's after Double or Nothing? What is it, All In?
It was either All In or Fyter Fest. It might have been
one of those two. Where whatever the one that they suplexed each other into that big bed of barbed wire.
Right.
Whatever one that one was, that was an unsanctioned lights out match, and like this did not have that same energy, so to speak.
Well, an unsanctioned lights out match should be like the final match of the night, technically, because it's like, hey, we're all leaving, but you two can do what you need to do in the ring. We'll give you a ref, and that's it. No entrances, nothing like that. You get in the ring and just do whatever you need to do to settle your score. And This is the first match they've had. That's not the way you start a fucking rivalry. You start a rivalry with a one-on-one match. This is the fucking like.
Yeah, I think Brian Zane made that argument. Like this
Yeah.
feud really escalated quickly. Like they already skipped to like him beating the shit out of Britt Baker.
But like they do that with all the fucking rivalries here in AEW. Not all of them, but
Yeah.
most of the rivalries in AEW. It's the same thing when the fucking Jericho and his apps were facing the fucking BCC or whatever. They jumped right to the it was either the arena match or the fucking War Games match. I don't remember. Or maybe I'm thinking of Jericho, the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. That might be the one I'm thinking of. But they jump to the fucking the feud ending match right at the beginning, and then it's like on Dynamite we're gonna have a fucking
because after Blood and Guts they went to Anarchy in the arena.
Yeah. But then it's like with this one here, it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go from this lights out match to a fucking mixed tag match on Dynamite. What?
Yeah.
You guys have missed a couple steps here, and they're all out of place.
And plus, like these two just, I don't know. To me, I don't know. Maybe I viewed it differently. Maybe you'll agree. If you agree with me, then it'll at least give me some kind of validation. But like to me, these two just weren't clicking.
In this match, I would agree. So I think that they could have had a great singles match if they just stuck to just the two of them without all the extra bullshit.
Yeah.
But
Adam Cole hit that Panama Sunrise that usually looks just so good, but it was just so sloppy here. I thought the finish was lame. This was out, man. I was like, wow, because I'm expecting I'm expecting maybe not beds of barbed wire, but like I'm expecting like fucking brutal shit here. And like I think what they do, chains and chairs.
Yeah, they did. They might have did kendo sticks. They did do kendo sticks.
And maybe they had to lay back a little bit because of the main event. Maybe that could have been it. I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing when you structure a pay-per-view and like 50% of the matches are like weapons matches. Like how do you not wear people out till the main event?
Yeah.
Right.
So maybe that could have been one of the reasons why I was expecting.
But then don't have the fucking match. Just don't have that match. Have it some other time. They could have done this to close Dynamite one night. They could have done that to close Dynamite this week.
Yeah. There you go. So 1 3/4 star.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wish this was a fucking one-on-one straight up match. And did you catch near the beginning of the match, JR started yelling fucking stupid? Not fucking stupid. He just yelled stupid.
I think he was yelling stupid at Jericho, I think.
I think something happened because like there was a couple guys over there with weapons just like fucking smacking each other and shit. And I think something might have flew at them because they were sitting at ringside. Right, which is rare for an AEW pay-per-view.
It was their first time at ringside.
Yeah, a second, I think. I'm pretty sure Excalibur said on commentary that Fyter Fest 29.
Oh, yeah, because I remember that. JR was like, this is our first time at ringside, and Excalibur's like, second. And he was like, what was the first? He was like, Fyter Fest 2019. He's like, oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Like, you got me there.
The fire extinguisher was probably a little overkill, and I think Adam Cole was struggling lifting it up from the fucking ring because it looked like it was probably 100 pounds. Those are fucking giant fire extinguishers. The handcuff length on that, the length of the chain on those handcuffs was ridiculous too. Yeah, could have been a lot better. 0 out of 5.
Wow, 2 zeros in a row. Wow.
Yeah.
And here we go. The next one here is the AEW Tag Team Championship match. FTR defending against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. What I'm like to calling right now, Creed Brothers Light. Because this is like, what? They're 15 shot at it already?
Second or third, I think. I know they had a shot at the last pay-per-view. I don't know if
so
they've had any shots on Dynamite.
I was like, okay, so this is it. They're finally going to put the belts on them this time. No. I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, I want Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett to be tag team champions. I'm not sitting here begging for that, but like, fuck, when you give them 14 chances at the titles, you can't keep making them look stupid.
Yeah, or else it's just like break up the team or at least have them do something else.
And Mark Briscoe wasn't ready for that guitar spot.
No.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he like pat him on the back and Dax turned around and like he wasn't there. So they turned back around and waited again.
This was just a horrible use of him too. This is his first pay-per-view, and he's a fucking ref. What the fuck?
But
In a lame feud, a very lame feud.
Aubrey Edwards taking a guitar shot. I did not have that on my
Fucking
bingo card.
Stupid.
I thought that was funny though. I thought it was cool, just because A, Aubrey Edwards took a guitar shot, and B, just because like Karen, she just kept trying to do like the cartoony, like, I'm gonna go around you. No, you're not. I'm gonna go around you. No, you're not. And then
that Sanjay thing was fucking dumb.
And then they've just fucking kabonged her. I thought that was great.
After this,
that was like one of the like bright spot. That was like one of the bright spots in this fucking match. They did have a good false finish with Jared hitting the stroke. I was like, okay, that's cool. Just for the participants involved, and I liked Aubrey taking a guitar shot. Not that I have anything against Aubrey. I just like that she actually did it. You know, she fucking ponied up, and like somebody came there and said, "Hey, you're gonna take a guitar tonight," and Aubrey said, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." 2.5 stars. I'm gonna go right down the middle.
I was expecting a lot more out of this match.
Really?
Only because of the people involved. I mean, as much as you want to say about Jeff Jarrett, he is one of the greatest workers ever, I do believe. Mm-hmm. And these four guys are they're wrestlers, right? That's what they do, and they're good at it. And this match had points where it was wrestling, but then it had all the gaga in the middle, and Mark Briscoe being out there like supposed to be friends with both teams and stuff. I was actually afraid that they were going to turn Mark Briscoe heel on FTR and just fuck the whole thing
I thought that when just reading the results, I thought that's where they were going with this.
Yeah, which is it would have been a fucking terrible mistake. He should be kept away from that entirely. I hated the fucking guitar shot from fucking Karen Jarrett, and
really?
Well, like, here's the thing: there's no repercussions. You shouldn't just be able to hit a fucking ref with a guitar and be okay. And like, AEW's not going to do anything.
But here's the psychology to it: Aubrey Edwards was coming down to the ring because the other official, Mark Briscoe in this case, has been knocked down. Aubrey Edwards has not reached the ring yet, so she is technically not an official right now. So kabong!
So you're telling me that if anybody runs down to the ring, they're free to get hit with a fucking guitar, no matter if they're a wrestler or not?
Sure. I mean, that's pretty much how they treat him. If I were to jump that fucking rail, they would try and swing for me with a guitar.
Why are they hitting referees with guitars?
I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I liked Aubrey Edwards taking the guitar shot. I liked it.
Tony Khan should come out on TV and be like, if anybody hits a fucking ref again, especially after this pay-per-view, they're fucking fired. And he should have fired Karen Jarrett too. Been like, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. You can't just hit refs in the head with shit because you don't want them to count a pin. That's not how this works. Sanjay's stupid comedy really brought this down. And I was this was like the one match. There was like two matches I was looking forward to on the show, and it just did not fucking live up to what I'd hoped it would be. I gave it a 2.
2 stars.
Yeah.
And also, what the fuck? What was it? Sanjay, did shit to where Mark Briscoe finally said, "That's it, you're out of here." And then he was like, "Satnam Singh, you're out of here too." Like, what the fuck did Satnam do? Like, Satnam's like, "I'm just here, dude." Like, I didn't fucking do anything.
I mean, Mark's not a great ref. He did, like, in the beginning of the match too, he did almost miss a pin.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I tried. I probably didn't notice. I was probably looking at my phone or something. Now, before the next match, we get probably the fucking dumbest thing. Oh God. We get the backstage interview with Saraya and Jericho.
Oh fuck.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sets up the mixed tag team match that Shelby.
Again, he just threw a fireball at a person that's not a wrestler. He should be suspended, fined, or fired.
I can live with the fucking. I can live with the fireball thing. Like, if it was just like, "Hey, you need to calm down," and he's just like, "What? What'd you say to me?" and then threw a fireball at him, I could have lived with that. But it's the fact that he added, "I'm a wizard, bitch." That's what killed me. I was like,
that's his thing, though.
Still.
There should be repercussions.
Can you imagine Harry Potter fighting Voldemort and like he fucking hits Voldemort, like a expecto patronum, and he's like, "I'm a wizard, bitch," like. Can you imagine Hagrid showing up at Harry Potter's house and be like, "You're a wizard, bitch"? Like, no, no.
There should be repercussions for this kind of shit, and there never is.
Well, was there ever repercussions for Shawn when he just went on a super kick spree backstage? Hi, what's your name?
Stan.
Stan. Bam!
I just kicked Stan.
I just kicked Stan. He just walks down the hall kicking everything that moves.
All right, you kind of got me there, but
yeah,
there should have probably been repercussions on Shawn too.
You know, I just didn't like the "I'm a wizard, bitch" line. Like, oh my god, did you have to add that? Like, if it was just Fireball and like they giggled and laughed and left, we probably wouldn't be talking about it right
Oh, I know. The wizard thing's just fucking dumb. Like, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. You throw a fireball out of fucking paper. Like,
Yeah.
you're not a wizard, man. You're lighting paper on
If
fire.
it was just like, hey, you need to get out of here, Fireball, ha ha ha, and they left, okay, fine, whatever. But it's the fact that he added that "I'm a wizard, bitch." Like, that's what.
And what did he say that pissed him off?
I think he told him like he had to get moving or get out of here or something like that. I don't even fucking remember.
Yeah, exactly. We don't remember because it wasn't memorable.
Yeah. But that leads us into our next matchup: Wardlow, or known in some places as Daddy Low.
What?
Yeah, what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Defending the TNT Championship against Christian Cage in a ladder match. One, Wardlow, grow your fucking hair out again. And you know what? If I were like a full-time pro wrestler, and Christian or a producer or whatever came to me and said, "Okay, Will, artist, whatever, you're gonna go to the top rope, and then you're gonna do like a senton, and you're gonna completely miss it and just hit nothing but ladder." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't pay me enough for that."
No.
Because that shit looked like it hurt. That shit looked like it hurt, and Wardlow's built like a fucking brick shit house.
Yeah.
He's
too big for these kind of matches. Like, this isn't what he should be doing. And I thought this was going to be pretty good, to be honest, just because of Christian. But again, it's another one where it's their first one-on-one meeting, and it has to be a ladder match.
Yeah. I did like the big swanton from the top of the ladder outside. I did like that.
But they had to hold the ladder for him.
Well, I mean, they don't want him to die.
Well, yeah, but maybe just don't do the spot. Did they ever hold the ladder for Jeff Hardy?
Well, yeah, but Jeff Hardy wants to die.
Well, that's debatable, I suppose.
I thought the finish was a little weak. It was just like, oh, let me get back in and push Christian off the ladder, and okay, got him. Let me climb up and win.
Yeah.
You always expect like a big fucking, whether you hate or love the ladder matches, you always expect that big fucking moment at the end to then like, oh my god, he's gonna climb up and win, and like this just didn't have that.
Yeah.
Plus Arn Anderson in there doing fucking whatever it is Arn Anderson does. Luchasaurus coming in. I don't know. I'm a sucker for a good ladder match. This was an okay ladder match. I did like. I actually liked that the ladder broke. I thought it was funny. And then he actually tried using the ladder again, which made it even fucking funnier.
That's why he shouldn't be doing shit like that, though. Like, you can't send 300 pounds at a fucking aluminum ladder. I mean, those are probably a little bit heavier duty than aluminum. They're probably the featherlight ones, but you can't really send that kind of force towards the ladder and expect it not to break. And then trying to use it again, and the ref trying to hold it up.
Being one thing, you could probably like, oh, okay, fuck, he's a big dude and landed on the ladder. But the fact that he tried to set it up and climb it again, to where even the ref was just like, stop.
Yeah, well, I mean, doing that spot in general, like, that's dangerous. He could have really hurt himself.
Yeah.
Like, just jumping at that ladder.
So overall, 3 stars.
Yeah, I thought it was actually going pretty well, especially with Christian trying to avoid all of Wardlow's attacks. I fucking love his turtleneck. He's so
turtleneck.
That was such a great chant.
Just when you think you've heard every chant in fucking pro wrestling, they whip out
turtleneck. I think he might be doing the best work of his career right now, like character-wise. But yeah, he was going well until the fucked up ladder spot, and then to me it just went downhill from there, having fucking Arn Anderson and Luchasaurus in there. Like, why are these guys going to the back when they're just going to come out anyways? What's the fucking difference? Because they come out to the fucking ramp, and then they're just like...
false sense of security.
This happens in every match. There's no false sense of security anymore. It just happens. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Expected more.
Next up is Jamie Hayter defending the AEW Women's Championship against the Outcasts, Tony Storm. We get a little bit of gaga here, as you like to say.
Yeah.
And that was Jamie Hayter's music plays. Nobody comes out. Oh my God, what's happening? She's getting the shit kicked out of her.
Who's running AEW? Like, who in the back is like doing things and like trying to avoid people from attacking
Nobody.
each
They're
other?
throwing fucking
Apparently.
fireballs and jumping each other and shit. What the fuck are you talking
The
about?
fucking inmates run the asylum here. Tony just lets anything fly. Doesn't matter. You could bring a gun and shoot somebody, probably.
Yeah. There was like a moment with like Saraya like attacking Hayter. Or no, Hayter attacking Saraya. You know, when Saraya and Ruby Soho were out there, and like Ruby Soho's nowhere to be seen. I'm like, why isn't Ruby Soho helping Saraya?
Yeah.
You know? And then on top of all that, this was a short match because apparently Jamie Hayter really is hurt. That shoulder thing is real. But here's the kicker to the fucking match. She went for that Haterade, aka the fucking Rainmaker.
Mm.
She went for that, but then Tony Storm stops her. She stops, and then there's like a pause, and then Jamie Hayter runs herself into the fucking turnbuckle.
Oh, I remember seeing that now. Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm giving it a half star only because Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm have a nice ass. That's it.
How much did you give it?
Half a star.
Half a star. Wow, I was actually more generous than you.
Yeah. Only because she ran herself into the fucking turnbuckle.
Yeah. Yeah. The ref just didn't have any control over this match either. Like, they're cutting the turnbuckle pads off in front of him, and he's like, "Can you stop?" Instead of like going over there and actually stopping them or trying to put the damn thing back on. Yeah, or try and put the damn thing back on after they fucking rip it off. This was fucked. They fucked up the Jamie Hayter storyline in general. I understand she's injured, whatever. But when she won the belt, fucking Britt Baker should have turned on her. That would have been fucking incredible, and then he could have started that feud.
That would have been like the same thing as always, though.
Yeah, but it would have been good, though. That's
the thing.
My
friend turned on me storyline.
It would have been good, though. This has been garbage. This whole, like, Outcast thing is fucking brutal. I just wrote, what the fuck was that? 1 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, like, once she ran herself into the turnbuckle, I was like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I was like, that's it. And I'm only, like I said, the half star is only because I like looking at Jamie Hayter's ass, and Tony Storm's was looking good, too. That's it.
Yeah.
Next up, though, is Next up, the House of Black had an open challenge for anybody to challenge them for the AEW Trios Championships. And on top of that, it was going to be house rules. Were you familiar with the house rules before this?
I heard about it on the Jim Cornette podcast, but I didn't really remember it till I heard it on the show.
I knew of them, but this is the first time that I get to witness them.
Yeah.
But the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, officially named Daddy Ass now.
Did you listen to the rap on the way to the ring?
Yes. Oh my God. You're being cooked by a boy named Dominic.
That was fucking great. I love that line. I think I raised this up a fucking point or two just for that line.
I will say, like, Brody King hit this, like, he sat, I think it was Daddy Ass, as a matter of fact. He sat him down on a chair on the outside, and then, like, Brody King just got, like, a head of steam and hit, like, a big cross body on him. I thought that was pretty fucking sweet. I swear, like, somebody needs to tell Brody King that wrestling's a work, because he just kept yelling, "Break it," like every 8 seconds.
Yeah,
break it! Break it! Like, dude, it's a work.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down. I will say, Brody King selling the Famouser, that was probably the best sell of a Famouser I've ever seen.
Right.
He did the fucking on his head, inside out and shit. The only downside to this match is that, go back and look at House of Black versus the Elite. And, when it comes to these AEW Trios matches, I expect, or I've come to expect, I should say, like, just bonkers.
Right.
You know, and I know Shelby hates it, but like I like when shit gets a little bonkers. You know, it can be fun. You
Right.
know, and this match just didn't have it. To me, you could have just. This is one that, like Shelby said earlier, like, oh, you could have just saved it for fucking Dynamite. This is one I think they should have just saved for Dynamite.
I figured you'd say that about this, actually.
You know, because this was just a 6-man. This I could have watched this on literally Raw, not Dynamite, Raw.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so 2 stars.
Yeah, not my kind of match. A lot of the typical stuff that I don't like, such as guys hiding around the ring. But it didn't. It honestly, for that rap alone, I gave it a 2 out of 5. It was fucking incredible. I love that line.
Getting cucked by a boy named Dominic.
Dominic.
Uh,
And then I think at one point they started chanting "Who's your mommy?" to fucking.
did they? I didn't hear that.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe it was something else, but I heard "Who's your mommy?"
Coming up next is where the show, for me, actually starts picking up some. But Jade Cargill defending the TBS championship against Taya Valkyrie, and holy shit! Like, listen, let's be real here for a second. Let's be gentlemen. All right.
Okay.
Let me get the mic here. Let's be gentlemen for a second and like ask seriously what these women are doing, because like, listen, I get it. We're men. We have urges. These women, they have body parts that we enjoy, but who the fuck is approving outfits in AEW? Because like Taya cannot keep the girls in at all.
I didn't notice that actually.
Oh God. I mean, I wasn't complaining, but damn. Because she's a thick. I mean, go back and look at Taya when she first like debuted in Lucha Underground, and look at her now. Like she used to be like a really tiny thing, and like I'll be honest, I didn't like her when she was that tiny. With her being thick like this, I can get behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what the fuck is this entrance? Taya Valkyrie?
You know what? They kept talking about it, and I must have blanked on this because I don't remember her entrance.
It was like 2 like dancers dancing at the top of the stage, and it was fucking weird. Go back and watch it.
I remember Jade's entrance, and that was weird too.
Yeah, and I wrote down, so wait, what do the pretty girls do?
Dance.
Like this. That's all. That's the only words I kept saying.
Oh yeah, that was the song. Yeah, what do the pretty girls do?
What do the pretty girls do? Or no, the pretty girls walk like this.
Oh
pretty girls walk like this. And so that's why I was like, so what? The pretty girls do what? Now here I have an interesting question. Okay, I think we're gonna get a little philosophical here, and that is Jade Cargill's finish is the Jaded, which is a double chicken wing into a face buster.
Right.
Excuse me. Taya Valkyrie's finish is the Road to Valhalla, which is a double chicken wing into a face buster.
Yeah.
Now, I bring that up because let's go back to, let's say, WrestleMania 19.
Okay.
Austin and Rock.
Okay.
Austin, at one point in that match, hits a rock bottom on the Rock.
Yeah.
All right. He covers the Rock. Boom. Rock kicks out. Later on in that same matchup, the Rock actually hits a Stone Cold Stunner on Steve Austin. He covers Austin. Boom. Kick out. So saying that, like, hey, you can't beat me with my own move.
Yeah.
That's my shit. So, what the fuck?
Didn't they do them right after another on this here
exactly.
too? Yeah. Yeah, Taya hit hers first, and then fucking.
It was just like, okay, like fuck, you're like, my mind kind of broke here.
Yeah.
I'm like, they have the same finish, so like, is it like, okay, I'm using my finish, but also stealing yours? So like, do you kick out? Like, the psychology with this was just like mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. I guess Jade just does it better. Taya was more tired, maybe. I don't know. Honestly, up till this point, I think this was the best match on the show. And that German suplex was fucking sick.
Jade does such a great pump kick.
Yeah.
And yeah, with that being said, 4 stars. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think she did the springboard too. And I don't
Oh yeah,
I
she
don't
did the springboard,
usually.
and that's when like Taya, she went for like a code breaker, but it just ended up her being run into knees, which was even more sick.
Yeah. I don't usually like mark out on moves, but like those 2 moves specifically really stuck out to me in this match. It felt a little clunky in parts, but it wasn't too bad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There was little to no there was no interference, and there was no beatdown before the match, no weapons, no goofs hanging out outside the ring, other than is it Mark Sterling?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't really.
And I think that Layla Gray was hanging out too.
Yeah, but they didn't really like factor into the match.
Yeah, they didn't like
right?
try any chicanery or anything.
Which I'm usually okay with a little bit of interference, but this was different from the rest of the fucking show because it didn't have any. So I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that wasn't it for Jade Cargill, because Mark Sterling, speaking of which,
Yeah,
he said Jade will defend the title anywhere or any place. So that brings out Chris Statlander, the Galaxy's favorite alien. This thing in my throat is killing me. There we go. Chris Statlander comes out, and boom, we got ourselves another TBS championship match. Now, I want to mention something before I tell y'all, because me and Shelby talked before this, because I had to eat before coming on here. I tried to eat during an episode of the podcast one time. It didn't work out so well. So, he didn't grade this. I did. But I will say, up until the Jade Taya match itself, this crowd was fucking dead.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking dead.
Yeah.
There'd be a couple moments where they're just like, woo, yeah, and then they just fucking quiet down.
Especially during the women's championship match, I noticed more than anything.
God, during that
They were
fucking
fucking
unsanctioned match, they were fucking dead.
Yeah.
But like Jade and Taya, they got like a reaction out of them. You know, they were kind of getting a little hype, and then Chris comes out, Statlander, they go fucking through the roof, man.
They did.
Quick little thing there just to get Chris Statlander over. So just because this was the loudest the crowd has been all night, and because they got so psyched for it, 3 stars.
Yeah. I don't think this is the way to beat the undefeated streak.
Really?
It doesn't really do anything for either of them. Like, Statlander beat a tired Jade. And Jade
But was
lost.
she really tired though?
Yeah, she just had a match.
But I mean, but was she tired?
Yes, she just had a match with a very tough competitor. And I mean, Jade just lost her title. you didn't give anybody anything in this match. I don't know.
I think the only thing that would have made it better, I understand that she's a heel, and sometimes heels do this. So I think this could have worked in this situation. Like, Chris came out, beat her, and I think there should have been a little sign of respect. I think Jade should have got up and maybe fucking stood there like, God damn it, like, fuck, I can't believe I lost, and then extended her hand, passed it, quote unquote, passed the torch, and then boom.
I think Jade should have beat the fuck out of Mark Sterling and said, I'm not doing this.
That too, you know. But Chris celebrated, which was fine. You know, they gave Chris her moment in the sun, but
Right.
It was just like Jade rolled out of the ring and left, and it was just like, that's it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I think that would have helped this moment a little bit, like let you know that, you know, Jade Cargill's not dead. You know. You know, like, she should have stood up and like, fuck, I can't believe I lost, but hey, fuck, you got me. Shook her hand and fucking.
Well, and like, she is kind of getting over as a babyface too, right?
Exactly.
I think she'd be a pretty good babyface, but I don't think they should have taken the belt off of her here. It would have meant more if it was like a full match and because I mean, they didn't beat Goldberg that way. They didn't beat Goldberg in a good way either, so it's not really a great comparison, but. But it's just not the way you end an undefeated streak, in my opinion.
Yeah. Coming up next, believe it or not the main event, which I was actually shocked by this one.
Me too.
That it wasn't the main event.
Which, you know what that means? I totally watched all of fuckery in the arena.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was going to skip it. And then when I saw it was the main event, I was like, I don't like skipping the main event. So I actually watched the whole thing. Mind you, I was partially getting ready for this podcast, so I wasn't watching every little bit of it, but I did see most of it. Anyways, go
on. But for the 4 Pillars match, Darby Allin, MJF, Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, which, you know, I understand that he was in the first matchup of the first Dynamite, but I don't see Sammy Guevara as a pillar.
I don't see Jungle Boy as a pillar anymore either.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't get it.
I can see Jungle Boy, MJF, of course, and Darby Allin.
Right.
Because I said it during this match. I didn't write it down, but like I've said it once on this podcast before, and I've maybe said it a couple times. But like when Darby Allin debuted, if you would have said during that matchup with Cody Rhodes, like he's going to become one of the biggest things in AEW, I would have been like bullshit.
Yeah.
And not because he's bad or anything. I think he's great. It's just that like he's different, but I think he's too different to the fact that we're like I never would have thought people would have got behind him.
Right.
And they have, and hey, I'm glad he's proved me wrong because I enjoy Darby Allin's work. So like I can buy him being a quote unquote pillar here, but like I don't know, just Sammy Guevara is the only one that out of these four. The only question is like if I were to take Sammy Guevara out, I don't know who I'd put into place.
Honestly, I said this before. I'll say it again. This should have been Darby versus MJF.
Yeah,
That's really what it should have been because Darby is way more over than the other two, anyways. And Darby and MJF are such a contrast in like opinions and like personality that it kind of works. I mean, that match, other than that one spot that we talked about, where they were rolling around, basically that match that they opened up, was it All Out or Revolution? No, it wasn't Revolution.
Two,
Yeah. That was like the best match of that fucking night. And I think they could have redone that here, but adding the other two really didn't. And I think the problem with the Sammy Guevara now is he's kind of just Jericho's bitch boy. He
Well,
hasn't
he's not
been
even Jericho's bitch boy anymore. I mean, face turn can confirm when you're like, we're having a baby, and everybody goes fucking nuts.
Is it confirmed? I mean, that's really what should happen, but I still feel like they're going to make.
I mean, I just think it's kind of sad how it's just like they went from being like AEW's most hated to now they're like it took them, having a baby to get them over.
Yeah,
as a face again.
Well, I think that was partially due to Sammy fucking get what do you call it? Fucking getting engaged with that one girl and then just like fucking dumping her for whatever her name is.
I will say though, Sammy did hit a sweet cutter on Darby. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
The power bomb, like MJF did a power bomb,
off
but
the top rope.
No, he did a power bomb,
okay.
but instead of sitting out with it, he did it onto his knee, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
MJF catching that foot and yelling, "You're a fucking idiot," and then getting super kicked. I thought was hysterical.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I did like the mentor finish, like parade there.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah,
I like that. And I like how MJF looked at the camera and like everybody knew it was coming. Like, oh shit, he's gonna do Crossroads, and he fucking did it.
Yeah.
I did like the Destroyer sequence. I know you probably had a fucking heart attack, but I like the Destroyer sequence. And plus, I like the first one that they did. I think they were going for a power bomb, and then he somehow turned it into a Destroyer. I'm like, the fuck? Like, that was insane.
Right.
Darby
should be the only one in AEW allowed to dive, by the way. His dives look like Darby Allin.
Oh, Darby Allin?
Dives, he puts everything into it, and they actually look like they fucking hurt. You're not catching him. He's attacking you. He's going to hurt himself doing it, but he's attacking you.
I will say one spot did kind of bother me a little bit, and that was like when all four of them did the quadruple down, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And like all four of them are like together, so like I don't know the exact order, but like you'll get what I'm saying here. And that is like, okay, so like they're all four on their knees, and MJF turns and punches Darby Allin. People boo, So he punches Darby Allin. So Darby Allin then punches Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
And then Jungle Boy punches Sammy Guevara. I'm like, why aren't you hitting the previous guy who hit you?
That's not what you would do, right? You'd hit the
exactly.
Person hitting you.
That bugged me,
I did like another spot where they were doing the fucking "you hit me now" kind of thing, and fucking MJF was like about to do that, and then he just poked him in the eyes.
Oh yeah, now you hit me, and then poked all three of the fucking. Yeah. But the only bad thing about this is that I called exactly what was going to happen. Like they all bent over, and he was like, "Ha ha!" I was like, "Triple super kick," and then bam, it came off.
Yeah.
I will say Jack Perry did make a great pin break off the Darby Allin MJF pin. And I like the finish a lot. I liked MJF putting the title there and having Darby hit the coffin drop and then pinning fucking Jack Perry for the win. I like that.
Yeah.
Even though you think it should have been one-on-one, and I think this match could have worked as one-on-one, but I'm a sucker for four-ways. I maybe would have replaced Sammy Guevara with somebody. I don't know who. Not that I have anything against them. It's just that when I think four pillars, Guevara does not pop up. And the only other problem I have with this is that I think this is one of those things where it's just, somebody backstage like, we got to do a four pillars match. We got to do it.
Yeah.
They
exactly. They did, because there wasn't really a great story going into this. It was just like, hey, we all want a shot now randomly since you've been champion for like 8 months.
Yeah.
We couldn't have asked like weeks ago or a month ago.
Yeah. And by the way, we're the pillars of this place. And they're like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
I think this four-way match could have been better if they would have built it some more. Like maybe built it to maybe have MJF defend against maybe a Darby Allin. And then he beats Darby Allin. Then they do the Fatal 4-Way at the next pay-per-view at All In fucking England.
I think you should have done some trials in this, and it should have been like MJF versus Jungle Boy, MJF versus fucking Sammy in like Dynamite matches.
You would have had a fucking bitch fit, because then it'd be like, there's two guys in the ring and two of them outside.
No. What I mean is, so MJF versus say Jungle Boy the first week, MJF versus Sammy Guevara the next week, and then for some reason Darby Allin ends up being the one to face him at the pay-per-view.
Oh,
you still could have, you could have done this like kind of thing, but a little bit differently.
Okay, but with all that being said, I will say this was an enjoyable match. I did like it. 4.25 stars.
The result it needed to be, this
match, that was pretty much a foregone conclusion. This is like third defense.
It wouldn't have made sense to put it on anybody else here. This match had a lot of the shit I hate in it, but I don't know if it was the rest of the pay-per-view sucking or the fact that MJF was in it, but I was enthralled by this fucking match. I gave it fucking match of the night 4 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah, for a Fatal 4-Way. Like, I was surprised myself, but I think it was just MJF. I'm so into like anything he does. It's just fucking incredible.
Yeah, he is good. I will give him that.
He is very good.
And in the main event where shit's about to hit the fan, did you hear Justin Roberts say that?
I did, and I thought, what a professional.
Now I watched this like the night after I watched, like, because like once I got done with the pillars, I was like, I can't do it anymore. Double or nothing. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So like the next morning before I went into work, I was like, all right, I'll watch Anarchy and Arena for shiggles. So I didn't really get my usual note taking here, but I will say there was a funny line, Brian Danielson came over to where Justin Roberts hangs out in the timekeeper area to like grab something from him. And I think it was Excalibur who was just like, oh my God, Justin Roberts is having some PTSD here. Fucking cracked up.
Wow.
The whole Nexus thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I fucking cracked the fuck up. I always want to say Takeshita. Is that right?
Takeshita.
Fucking
I always say take a shitta.
Yeah. Messed up his fucking one spot that he had.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like fucking. I'm saving these 2 words I have written down for like my coup de grace here. But I will say there was too many fucking finish kickouts. And I understand it's AEW. People like to kick out of finishers and shit. But like, especially when it's like when you're doing thumbtacks, chairs, kendos, to all that shit, you shouldn't be kicking out of certain finishers.
Yeah.
Death Rider onto thumbtacks, that's it. Shit's done.
Yeah.
And they're like, especially somebody like Matt Jackson. Again, great tag team wrestler. Don't really see him as a fucking heavyweight contender one day. But like, you put thumbtacks in your mouth and you take a Death Rider, that's it. You're fucking done. There was no kicking out.
Yeah.
I didn't like that there was too many finish kick out. I did write down Shelby's probably having an aneurysm.
Yeah.
And then the 2 words that I'm saving here that pretty much solidifies that I'm giving this 4 stars is 2 words and 2 words only. Exploding super kick. Fucking
Yeah, I kind of
awesome.
figured. I kind of figured.
It's amazing. Oh my god, so good. An exploding super kick. Just when you think a super kick can't get any fucking better, they fucking make one exploding. 4 stars. What did you think, Shelby? I haven't pulled that one out tonight.
Yeah, I know you haven't had to yet. Exactly what I thought it would be. Pointless blood and violence. This is the kind of shit that I think gives pro wrestling a bad name. You know, somebody flicks it on and they see this and they're just like, oh, that's silly wrestling. They're doing those weird spots again. Commentators were laughing at most of this, not taking it seriously whatsoever. So much happening you can't follow it. Guys kicking out of near-death situations. Stupid.
Let me pause right
Yeah.
there. I will say, yeah, the cameras not being able to follow everything, that was kind of fucking bothersome, because I think there was one part where, like, on the barbed wire poker chip,
They missed it.
Like, yeah, even Excalibur, he was like, oh, I think he's trying to push him on there. So then they cut back to the ring. Then all of a sudden we cut back and he's on the barbed wire. It's like, fuck, we missed it.
Yeah, they had to do a replay, and like a replay
Exactly.
shown to show you something again, not show you something for the first time.
Exactly.
Stupid, pointless callback drama for the Elite Saga in the middle of the match. A ref bleeding. This is wrestling now. Yeah.
I forgot about the ref bleeding.
This is wrestling now. They're not into the competitors. They're into the moves and the furniture. 0 out of 5.
Oh, come on. At least get the 1. Come on.
No, it doesn't get anything. It was fucking horrid.
It get the 1 because Yuta got the pin.
Yeah, great. The fucking worst one of all fucking 8 of them.
Really? You don't like Yuta?
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of them, and anything I have seen is usually the BCC, and it's like, or the BBC or whatever the fuck they are. Are they the big black
cock?
Yeah, are they the big black cocks?
They're BCC.
And I didn't like that he had the pure title either. I haven't seen anything I really liked about him. And maybe the worst is kind of, but I mean, there's 8 of them, so yeah, him or fucking Moxley, I guess.
Well, not even a half star. Come on.
No, I don't give out half stars.
Well, then give it a 1. Then come on.
No, it's a 0.
You can't give exploding super kick.
-1.
Oh my god. I don't think it was that bad. I mean, like, I will say some of your points are valid, because like it was kind of bothersome where like they're missing action and shit like that. Like, you know, which kills me, because like when Claudio and the buck that did the exploding super kick, when they were like in the parking lot, they had a split screen.
Yeah.
So why couldn't they do a split screen for Moxley and Omega and whatever was happening in the ring at the time? Then we could see that barbed wire spot.
They almost need like a 4-way split screen if they really want to do it right.
Well,
where there's, you know what I mean? So you see like all the action unfolding at once, because I'm sure there's other things that just didn't make it that we don't even know about.
Oh, we didn't even mention this. Fucking Wild Thing.
Oh my god. How many times did they go through that fucking song?
3 times.
Was it only 3? It felt like fucking 10.
I just loved it. It was just like, wow, they finally.
It, like, if this is your kind of thing, it does add to it, I will say. Like, if you like the chaotic kind of anything can happen kind of bullshit, then like having him just continuously playing that song until he gets super kicked was probably, it definitely added to it. They did that last year too, though, didn't they? It wasn't no, it's a -2 now.
Oh my god.
It's getting worse. You know, this is the first one I've watched since the football fuckery, whatever the hell it was, with Pinnacle versus. Yeah, because I didn't watch last year's, because I saw like one fucking moment in it, and I'm like, nope, not having it.
But it was the main event last year.
No, it wasn't.
Skipped the main event. Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. The world title was.
What was the world title match?
I don't know. Let me see. Because it will actually have that, right? 2022. Double or Nothing 2022. Punk and Hangman was the main event. Wow. Yeah, because they were like in the middle of the show, I think. Yeah, they were third last. Because the match after them was the 3-way tag match between Jurassic Express, Swerve in Our Glory, and Team Taz.
I could have swore that was the main event last year.
Nope.
Huh. Okay. I don't know. And then everybody's, let's maybe not get political, but like I'm just curious your thoughts on this because everybody's all pissed off at the fucking lead singer of that band.
Blackface.
Yeah, are you?
I don't give a fuck, but that was my first thought.
Like,
when I saw that, I'm like, he's gonna get in trouble. But I'm pretty sure, like, wasn't it mostly a mask? It looked like he had a mask on, and then like there was a little bit of paint where like the mask wasn't covering.
but still, he wasn't trying to be black.
No, he was
It's
just
like,
trying to be like a dark color because that's kind of
yeah,
punk, right?
and plus he had that red like on his chin and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but I thought that was hysterical. That he just kept playing the fucking song. I think it'd been even better if he just kept playing it throughout the whole fucking match.
After he got super kicked, he just stands back up and starts singing again.
Oh God! Oh, I would have given it 5 stars if that would happen. Like he gets super kicked and like fucking after a minute you just hear did it.
Yeah, no shit.
Back again. All right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, what do we give AEW's Double or Nothing?
Fuck this pay-per-view. I'm sick of wrestling. 3 out of 10.
You're sick of wrestling.
Yeah.
I will say this is not AEW's best fucking outing.
No.
Usually, me and Shelby are like polar opposites. Usually he's like, fuck this. And I'm always like, dude, it was fucking great.
Yeah.
But most of his
that only happened for like one match here.
Yeah. And I lost my train of thought. But like this match, this pay-per-view did not have a lot of bright spots. I mean, Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter having to fucking run into her own spot, just Jericho and Cole in that miserable fucking unsanctioned match. Just, a few Dynamite matches you could have thrown on Dynamite and such like that. So I have to go in the middle and give it 5. And I think I'm being generous with the 5.
Yeah. Oh, I think you are too.
I think 4 would be fucking more right, but I'm gonna go right down the middle at 5. I think if I'd have to go look to my notes, I'm pretty sure this is the lowest rated AEW show I've ever given.
I want to say the same because I think my lowest before was a 4, so I want to say the same as well.
And would you give it 3?
3.
3. All right, that was our review of AEW's Double or Nothing. Nick will be back next week, and we'll figure out what we're doing there. Can't be a movie review because I don't think my hand's ready for that yet.
Fair enough.
But probably a retro pay-per-view review, and we heard you loud and clear. No more mid-90s for right now. Mid-90s WWF because nobody fucking listened to that shit. It picked up a little bit in the last few days, but oh god, it's been a rough fucking 6 days. Let's tell you for that podcast. Holy shit.
Oh shit, because that's 97 too. Like that's a good year.
Yeah, it was just we literally had single digits for 3 days.
Yeah, I see it's at 25 right now on fucking YouTube.
Oh wow, that's actually up 3 from about 3 hours ago. That's incredible.
Maybe I'm one of them.
Yeah, because it was 22 earlier when I checked it.
Right.
So, and then plus with the Amazon, Spotify, and Apple, kind of balances out. But yeah, so we'll be doing something next week. Don't know what. Maybe we'll kick it old school and we'll find like an actual topic to review on. I gotta find like my idea list. So yeah, now we're gonna move on to Shelby prevent history.
That's right. That's the official title of this segment. There we go. All right. So we're going to start with when we're recording. So June 1st, 1976, Muhammad Ali makes the mistake of challenging Gorilla Monsoon in the WWF. Well, WWF. Vince McMahon says Muhammad Ali is about to commit suicide here, and it is a must-watch in my opinion. It is a little ridiculous, but it's still really good.
See, it's weird that like Vince McMahon Sr. is just like, yeah, Muhammad Ali, come on in. But when Kaufman's like, hey, I have an idea, he's like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, Muhammad Ali was an actual athlete too, and Gorilla Monsoon made him look like a bit of a bitch in this. I will say.
Was it just kind of like or?
I'm not 100% sure. I think Muhammad Ali was he was definitely
because they were not that kind of celebrities back then.
No, he was definitely smart to the business, so I think they talked about it a little bit beforehand. And Gorilla just kind of picks him up into an airplane swing or airplane spin, spins him around a couple times and drops him, and then fucking Muhammad Ali just rolls out of the ring.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
Or
cool
wasn't
clip.
it? I could be thinking of him and Inoki, but wasn't it like a boxer versus wrestler match?
Yeah, it was him and Inoki, and that
Oh,
was. I don't remember where that was. I can't remember if it was in the States or if it was in Japan. It was probably the States.
probably.
And I think that was like early 70s. But anyway, also on June 1st, 1986, on NWA Championship Wrestling, Magnum TA and Nikita Volkov had a contract signing for a match for Magnum's U.S. title. Magnum brought his mother to the event. Nikita brought his uncle Ivan. Nikita insulted Magnum's mom, and a brawl ensued with TA jumping the table and attacking Nikita. And they led on to a bunch of really good matches later in the year. As for tomorrow, June 2nd, 1987, an event in Buffalo, New York, the Honky Tonk Man defeated Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to win the Intercontinental title to begin the longest reign with the title in WWE history. He went on to hold the belt for 454 days.
He became the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
In some people's opinion, I don't think he was like he was good, but I mean, if you compare him to, I don't know, like Shawn Michaels or like there's been better, but like definitely for that time.
Has Shawn Michaels held it for 400 and something days?
Well,
I rest my case. The defense rests, Your Honor.
What about Santino?
Has Santino held it for 400 days?
He tried.
The defense rests, Your Honor.
No, but I mean, you know, Honky Tonk was really good. That is true.
All right. Now we're gonna move on to our vintage pick of the week, which is usually a match. No after game this week. Damn.
It's almost over.
Yeah. No after game this week. That will return next week when
Nico.
Yeah, I know when words
Nico
are
Bellic.
hard. Yeah, words are hard tonight, man.
Yeah, they are.
When Nick returns to the podcast. So Vince's Pick of the Week, usually a match, promo, a show, commercial, just something we find wrestling related that we think you guys should go out and watch. So Shelby, what's your Vintage Pick of the Week?
I actually found this while I was watching the Muhammad Ali and Gorilla Monsoon. I don't know the exact event. It was in Puerto Rico, 1977. It was Andre the Giant versus Gorilla Monsoon, and in what I assume, because they never said, was a boxing match, which was very interesting. I don't know if this had anything to do with the Muhammad Ali thing, but yeah, it was interesting. And Gorilla was a big dude too. Like he almost like could look fucking Andre in the face. It's ridiculous.
And speaking of Puerto Rico, mine's actually from Puerto Rico. It is Jose Gonzalez versus Bruiser Brody backstage.
There's no video footage of that. Not that anybody's ever found, anyway.
No, but in all seriousness, it is Jeff Jarrett versus China in the Good Housekeeping match, where China became the Intercontinental Champion for the very first time.
Jeff Jarrett's last match in that run.
Yeah, but Jeff Jarrett's last.
He was holding them up too.
Oh no, it wasn't his last match because he came back for the Rumble. So
that year?
No, not that year, but like fucking 20 years later.
Oh well, I mean, he came back. Yeah, okay. I meant at that time. He was like holding them up for money before the match too.
Yeah, because he didn't want to lose to a woman.
Well, they hadn't figured out his contract and how he hadn't gotten paid, I think, for like the match yet, and he just told them, he's like, I want to get paid before I fucking go out there, or make sure that like I'm paid when I come back, like kind of thing, before I do the job.
I know, and I think he asked for extra because he was putting over a woman though.
No, I think that's just the rumor that everybody started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that. I remember hearing that like it was contract plus it was like, you know, China's a woman. I'm Jeff Jarrett. You know,
yeah.
It would look stupid if I put over a woman. So like I want this much.
I mean, from what I've heard, like Jim Cornette, I think said that, but from what I've heard on like Bruce Pritchard's podcast and Jeff Jarrett's himself, they said that wasn't the case. So I mean, take that
and
for
I can confirm. Speaking of Bruce Pritchard, I can confirm because I actually went back and listened to it. It wasn't for the Patriot. It was a mix of damaged goods, and apparently they found out he was on painkillers. Yeah, I went back and listened to it. I was like, wait, I got to find out which one it was. And it was a mixture of both.
You never know with him. Sometimes he's full of shit. Unlike some of the
Richard?
stuff he talks. Yeah. He likes to fucking embezzle and like fucking embellish stories and shit.
Oh, so he's Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, in some ways. I think that's just part of working for WWE.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to come up with some of the shit that he comes up with.
It is true. I mean, some of the stuff that they come up with in general, really.
Yeah. But there's the bell, so we know what that means. That signifies the end of the Three-Way Dance Wrestling Podcast this week. Like mentioned many times, we'll be back next week with Nick, where we will be doing something. What? We don't know yet. We'll figure it out within the next couple days, and you'll find out next week. And hopefully we'll be debuting a new game next week based on the classic game show Match Game. So hopefully we can get that together. If not, then we'll have a different after game, something for you here. So, yeah, that's going to do it for us here for Shelby. I am the Artist Version 1. Until next week, be breezy.